John? I'm just kidding, Josh. I'm just kidding. So we got a very good night tonight. We got a special guest speaker, Gordon Sexton. So, and I talked with him. We gave some testimonies at Piney Grove, and I loved it there. Had a good time there. I talked with him a little bit before we started, and he's got like a really cool little thing he's gonna do during his testimony too. I thought it was super fantastic, so I can't wait to see that. So I'm gonna start it off with something that is pretty cool, actually. I have to do this at least 2 or 3 times a week, or 2 or 3 times a month, or whatever, because we have such a big crowd now that there's a birthday every CR that I have to sing somebody happy birthday to. So yesterday, oh, he's shaking his head already, was Corey Hazelwood's birthday. So he's of age now. He's 18 years old now. I'm just kidding. How old are you now, Corey? 35? 30, 34? He's 34 years old. And what a man he is. So if y'all don't mind, on the count of three, let's sing happy birthday to my buddy Corey Hazelwood, all right? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you. Yay. That was probably the worst happy birthday we've ever sung to somebody. Is everybody okay? Are you sure? Everybody's okay. I heard a lot from over here, but none from over here. So they enjoyed it. Thank you, guys. All right, so I know for sure, thanking you, right, for that food. That's about it. And Uchi. And Sean. Okay, so let's thank Sonia for the pizza, Uchi for the cake, and Sean for them awesome garlic knots that was out there. Those were super good, yeah. So let's give them a round of applause for that. And Daniel, how do we get that? Never mind. Darren, how do we get that? Speak up, buddy. Well, you don't have to force people to do it, but we do have a donation box in the back, and that's what keeps us going with the food, the chips, and everything here at Celebrate Recovery that I love, and I know y'all love as well. So it's all right, Daniel. You was zoned out. You said, huh? It's all right. It happens. We've had a long day at work. I know. I work with you, so it was a long day today. Yeah, so I usually tell you it's my work week, blah, 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 but I'm going to tell you something about my car this week. So, hey. So, Ryan, did you put reverb on me? Okay, so I've been doing good for a while now, and I have a decent car. It's a good running car. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's paid off, but I've just been wanting a really nice car. I just feel like I deserve it. So I decided to go get me another car and trade this one in on a very nice car. So I leave work, and Jesse had my title put up for me. So I leave work. I go to get my title from Jesse, and I make it maybe 100 feet from him, and the car dies. And I had to coast into Giles Autos Parts down here. And my alternator messed up. So I didn't get to get me a new car. And it got me deep. But, and then... And then I was standing there, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go in here and get a new battery and put on it and drive it up there and trade it to him like that. But then God said, no, you're not, Joey. No, you're not. That's not very cool, and you're not going to do that because I did it, and it wouldn't even start. So, so thank you for making me be a good man. But I'm fixing it now, and I'm still going to go trade it in. Thank you, Chris Calder, for helping me fix the car. But anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there. God will put you in your place quick. And also, he answers prayers too, because since I started the JCAP program, one of my main goals, besides getting clean and sober myself, was to. I mean, we all have friends in addiction, and people tell you, "Oh, they're not your friends," and some of them are not. Some of them are just evil people, and maybe I was one of them myself. I don't know, but you do have friends that are your true friends, your actual friends. And when I started the program, I thought to myself, if I do good and people see me doing good, and it talks about that in the Bible with being the light, that people will follow. And there was 3 people that I truly, truly wanted to see succeed with me, and one by one they have slowly came and are here now. And one of them is my brother, John Barrett. The other one is Aaron Shropshire, and he's sitting right there. And last but not least is a man that just entered the program, and you don't see this often. He got out of prison. He just got out of prison a few days ago, and you don't see it often for people to get out of prison nowadays and come and be clean and sober and can pass a drug test. And I ain't gonna lie, I was telling everybody, hey, Mikey's coming. He's been getting high. And boy, was I wrong. He came straight from prison and passed a drug test and has been clean for 6 months, and that is super awesome. And he's here tonight. And those are, besides God, those are the 3 most important people in my life, and I'm glad y'all are here, and I love you. It just makes me happy. Makes me super happy. And I love you too, Corey. Happy birthday. I seen your feelings getting hurt back there. Sorry. I love yous all, to be honest. I love yous all. Okay, so let's carry on the night with the chip ceremony. Everybody give Josh Goodman a warm welcome up here. He's John Goodman's brother, the guy that played on Roseanne.
It's not. Hey, hold on. I'll ask you in a minute. I forgot that name. Damn. How y'all doing? Okay. How y'all doing tonight? So this I always give a little something before I do these. It's just usually whatever's God put on my heart. But today, I had a brother give this one to me. Just something to think on, and it's gratitude. And are we actually going to be grateful? Are we really grateful for where he's put us, where he's brought us to, or are we going to get stuck on what we're thinking about right now? I'm going to put an X up here, bro. But no, it's, man, we get stuck on stuff that bothered us 3, 6, 9 months ago ain't even a problem right now. And we forget those little small things that God helps us through. We can't forget that stuff. It's easy. Man, sometimes it's hard to forget the big miracles. Sometimes you forget those. Man, there's a bunch of things just in my life, man, that I just can't let go. You can't not forget them. But there's so many small things that he's brought us through that I feel like we get stuck on it and don't really give him the praise and realize if he can bring us through all these, that was a big issue then, and now it's nothing, and we just keep turning small things into big ones. Man, sometimes we make our own mountains, Sometimes we make our own mountains out of molehills, Sometimes you just got to let it go. I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is fully give it to him. I promise you, if you just submit and give it to him, he'll walk with you. And that's the whole point of all of it, really. That's the whole point. Because without him, man, I can't do nothing but walk in a ditch, a jail cell, or a grave. That's it. All right, so I'll quit talking now. All right, let's do chips. What we got? First timers? AA? She got it, though. Woo woo. It's always good to see people get their first ones. You better be here for the next ones, bro. We'll come find you. Oh, well, those count, dog. Those count. You get that one and the 6 month. For sure. Oh, wait a minute, man. Anybody got 30 days? 30 days clean? No. 60 days? Yeah. Oh, Matthew. Bryson. It's again. It's okay. We'll play poker with our chips later. I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. We're not allowed to have cards. All right. 60 days. Or 4 months, my bad. 90 days. 90 days. I'll get it one day. What? I did skip you. By the way, y'all, this is my Aaron at the house. It's my ride or die right there. I can't believe I skipped him. We had a whole conversation about this earlier this morning, too. It's one of those. I don't even remember where we're at now. 5, 4. No, it's 4. 4 months? 5 months? Yay. Oh, we got a bunch coming for this. Well, there's a whole bunch coming for this.
What class is that? What class y'all? 10.
That's 10.
10 to JCAT.
That's what's up. Hopefully soon we can mix all of us together. Hopefully real soon, other than just here. I still feel like we're West Side Story in here a little bit. You know, we'll get it together. 5 months, or no, we just did that. 6 months. There we go. Now you can get that one. Anthony. Seven months. 8 months. 9 months. 10 months. 11 months. 12. Nobody got a year? Oh. I think they were battling it back there, trying to figure it out. 18 months. It's coming. 2 years. 3 years. What's his name? Danny. Danny's going to come up here and do this one. Danny. Dan, whatever. I'm not from here, bro. I could have swore he said Danny.
Are we streaming? Okay. Be nice. My name's Dan, D-A-N. Throwing it out there. Guys, first of all, I'm going to take just a little liberty. I don't come up here much. Thank God for a day, another day with God, another day to learn, another day for blessings, for lessons. I know myself I have to learn every day. It's been a good day. Every day is a good day if we learn something. And I've had some bad ones. Now, can I take a liberty for a minute? All right. Seems a little quiet tonight, a little down, so why don't we do something, because I'm going to get everybody to stand up anyway. Everybody stand up. Please that can, Papa? You know, no, you don't. Just say hi to your neighbor. Just take just a sec. No, it's, we can shake hands, say hi. Okay. All right, guys. Thank y'all very much. We're going to do something just a little bit different tonight. Usually a process of anybody got this many, anybody got that many, and all that good kind of stuff. I'm going to do a little different tonight. I've got a good friend. I consider one of my best friends in the world. 3 years, 363 days ago, we brought this gentleman out of the Cocke County Jail. Is that correct? And I was fortunate enough to be able to see him that day. And then I'm fortunate enough to be able to see him today. If you could take a picture of an example of what true purpose, JCAP, should be, that's it. That's it. Was talking just a minute ago about bringing them together. This man went through true purpose, 18 months, then came to work for JCAP, and now leads us for almost 3 years now. Yeah. That's. So, having said that, does anyone in here have 4 years sober tonight? Now hold on, man. No, you don't hold on. Just a second. 3 years and 363 days. We have a. I'm gonna hold you to this policing thing here now. Just a tidbit of a story. Can I tell the table story? Yeah. So I was fortunate. I got to go get Jesse to take him to rehab, and I go to get Jesse to take him to rehab. We got the paperwork done. Everything's done, and this is on a Thursday. And this is a process. It's not things that legally happen. It's not just a switch you flip and it happens. So we got it done, and I go to get Jesse, and I'm not. Yeah, can I say his name? I'm gonna say Mr. Cecil Holt. He's calling you out, and these guys know Mr. Cecil Holt. Mr. Cecil Holt was helping run the jail at this time, and they were moving a table that weighed about 8,000 pounds. And Jesse was a trustee at this time, but he was ready to go to rehab. Jesse was one of the best trustees and needed to move a table. So Cecil told Jesse he had to wait till tomorrow to move the table. So and now Cecil's a great guy and we love him to death, but Jesse's never moved that table again. So and we now have the table. They gave it to us and Jesse's never touched it again. So but Jesse had to wait a whole 24 hours, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Jesse, again, I can't say it again. I can't say it enough. If you could fix a mold for what JCAP True Purpose, anyone coming out of a Christ-based rehab should be, it's Jesse Cabot. It's Jesse Cabot. So, Jesse, thank you for the friendship. Thank you for the JCAP work. Thank you for everything you've done for these men. And now you're prepared to speech.
I'm doing my testimony in about 3 weeks.
So come and join us that night.
He looked like he was going to talk for a minute. All right, now everybody come back for pictures. Come on, Bryson. They all know you now.
Be careful on the stage, please.
Congratulations from Jeremy Faison, your 11th District State Representative. His
All right, cool. Let's give everybody a round of applause who got a chip today. And just one more time, I want to correct it. It's 3 years, 363 days, not 4. But no, I didn't want to do it, but I was forced. But I am super happy for him. He's been a lot for me and a lot of people, so I'm super proud of him. And one of these days, I know I'm going to be there. So let's clap one more time for Jesse Cabot. 3 years, 363 days. That's a long time. I can't wait till you get 4. Saturday, yeah. All right. So we'll move on. So today, multiple people came up to me and was like, is Gordon Sexton speaking tonight at CR? And I was like, yeah. Corey was one of them. He was like, he's a cool guy. Blah, blah. And somebody else that's here asked me. I don't know. So I've heard a lot about him. So I'm excited to hear his testimony. So he goes Piney Grove Church. He seems like a pretty swell guy. So please, everybody, give a warm welcome to Gordon Sexton.
Well, I'm certainly glad to be here. Yesterday morning I got up, and you can tell I'm a horse now, but I had a sore throat and went to church last night and could have sung bass, I guess, if I was they'd asked me to sing, but preacher wouldn't let me sing anyway. But you don't believe how happy I am to see this many. The prisons I've been in was a lot bigger than this, but this is one of the best programs that Cocke County could ever have. You don't have it. We went to church all the time when I was in prison. I never missed. But this is really good, and I'm proud. I'm proud because I feel like I'm one of you right now. I've been there. I got in a little trouble and a whole lot of trouble. But anyway, I'm Gordon Sexton. I graduated from Cocke County High School. And I thought, well, I had the world by the tail. And was out just a little while out of school, and I got married. And when I got married, I thought, well, everything's going good. Then I got that letter. Uncle Sam wanted me to go to the Army. So I went on to the Army and went through Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and Fort Polk, Louisiana. And when you go to Fort Polk, Louisiana, that's little Vietnam. So I ended up in Vietnam in 101st Airborne Infantry. And thank God that I made it. Yeah, there's 58,000 over it didn't make it, but I made it. And got to come back home and turn to alcohol. I mean, hard drinking. And I thought that would take care of the problem. I drank and then go home tonight and cry. And don't think you won't have things on your mind and make you cry, but couldn't get that off of my mind. And I'm not blaming that all on the war, but that happens. And we'll blame each other or something like that. But he ended up working for a guy, and he was in the marijuana business pretty strong. And I worked for him for a while and remodeled his house and asked him one day, I said, what do you take for a pound of that? And he told me, and I bought a pound. But that pound turned into a lot. And I've got some good friends here I'm going to introduce to you in a little bit. I'm glad to see Jimmy Hensley and his wife. They're really good friends. But I'm going to back up just a little bit. I was working today and put the saws and stuff up down in the basement. And Janice, she'd be here tonight, but she had some surgery. And So I put the saws up, and I come back up there, and I said, what am I going to, I said, Jess, you know what I'm going to open up with? And she said, what's that? I'm going to tell them where God brought me from and what God's doing for me. And Janice started crying, and that's just the way it is. I have to give him the credit. Now, you see I'm crying. I'm like my friend William Roy. He cries a lot, too. But when you love people and love each other and love the Lord, you will have a soft heart. And he'll put the love in your heart. And I've got three verses of Bible that I want to read. I had to go back to the truck. I'm getting older and get my glasses. I can't see, but I've got them right here. You know, this is Matthew 25:36. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. In Psalm 69:33, for the Lord hears the needy and does not despise his own people who are in prison. And John 3:16, and all know that. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish, but have eternal life. So, Lord, that includes men in prison. Men may have written you off. Some may have even condemned you, but God still loves you. And I know he loved me. Let me tell you how it come about. I had a preacher that come to the jail in Greene County, and he sat down on the side of the bed with me, and he'd say, Gordon, you need to come to church. You need to come to church. I was saved at Stokely's Chapel years and years ago, but I got out and got hooked up and messed up. So, but anyway, I said, well, Preacher Gamble, I'm going to come up there. And from that day on, and I didn't get saved that night. I've been saved. But I rededicated my life to the Lord. And it's never been one bad day as far as loving the Lord. I've been sick, or my family's been sick, or we lost a loved one. But it's always like somebody said there a while ago, it's a good day. And so anyway, when I got into that marijuana business, I guess I've been in every bar that you guys have been in, and nothing to brag about. I ain't going to give the devil much credit. I'm not going to tell you everything, because I don't think we should. And but anyway, I seen a guy roll up a dollar bill. Everybody knows, don't you? And he done a line of cocaine. And I told him, I said, you got to be sick, anybody do that. I said, I just don't understand it, because I was an alcoholic. Needless to say, I tried it. When I got into marijuana business, then I could afford to have it. So it all goes along to destroying your life. Ended up getting a divorce from Janice, that most of you know. But thank God I got that worked out, and she's back with me. Been there for several years now. But I got all that passed, and I owe it all to the Lord, I'm going to tell you. But I've got friends like my pastor and William Roy Carlisle. That's my Sunday school teacher, Don Fox, and his wife. And what a support they are to be here, to help me along the way. I told Preacher Fred last night, I said, if I get messed up, you take over. But I've never done this. This is the first. I spoke a little bit one time at West End Church, and of course I give my testimony at our church. But God is so good. He's so good. And there's a lot of people they ain't going to forgive you for what you've done. I'll guarantee that. They are but God does. God, he gets it away, And God is just unbelievable what He's done. I'm not going to brag about what I've got, but I'm going to tell you what He's done for me. I come out and of course I had to go to the halfway house, and some of you might remember L.B. Gorman, and me and him was friends years ago, so he gave me a job, and I never cut meat in my life. But I was a butcher at White's out there for a long time. And I drove back and forth to Knoxville. And after that, I owned Tennessee Mountain Mowers. We built a restaurant and a store, and we leased another store, and we worked and we worked, and sometimes I still work a little. But God supplied what we needed, and it can happen to Michael back here knows me real well, and a lot of days, if you're ashamed to pray in front of somebody or something like that, go down the road and hold that steering wheel and talk to God, and He'll help you. I promise you. And most of you do already know what I'm saying, but He's been so good to me and brought me back all through the prison and wars and everything else. But I can't think of what all I want to say, but I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I can tell you this much, and that's where you start out, those 30 days being sober, on up to 4 years. Like I told some of you at Piney, when you was up there, in December, it'd be 31 years for me. It's hard to believe, but God took care of me, and it's 31 years. But I want to tell you, I've got a friend here that's as close to me as any of my brothers. And you're going to be surprised who he is. And I didn't tell nobody his name a while ago. But he has helped my family and helped me. I mean, it's pretty bad when you're in front of Judge Hull, and he's dead now, a federal judge, and he sentenced you to 9.5 years. Yeah, I called home and told Jess, and she said, "Well, Gordon, you can't do that." I just won't have to do it. So now I'm not a baby, let me tell you. That's just the way things are. But I've had help, and I dated 5 years flat. I done 4 years outside, and on good behavior, they knocked off 6 months. So, but anyway, this guy's gonna come up just for a minute. He knows I love him. He loves me. And he's he had an FBI agent that arrested me. So he's here. And Norm, would you come up, please? Now this is what God can do. He sure can work out miracles in your life. And William Roy sitting over there was dying with cancer, and he's here. What a miracle he's been in his life. So here's Norman.
My name's Norman Hunley. I was an FBI agent for 33 years. I grew up in southeastern Kentucky in the coal fields. I guess I've seen it all up there. I went into the FBI in 1966. I served in Washington, D.C., in Boston, Massachusetts, and New York City. I worked organized crime, major drug cases, and corruption. And I came back to Tennessee in 1973, and I was signed to Cocke County in 1982. And in the 90s, I ran into this bird. Kept getting rumors, and I thought, well, he's worthwhile to look at. Heard he's a pretty bad dude. And anyhow, built a case against him, and also his brother-in-law, Charlie Williams, and had help from other people. And when I arrested him, I went out to the house, and he pulled up, and I was carrying an MP5 strapped to my shoulder, and he jumped all over me. He says, "What do you mean carrying that gun in front of my family?" And I said, "Well, I got it in case I need it." But luckily I didn't need it. I had him in the car, and he says, "You made a big mistake." And I said, "Well, I make them all the time, so I guess we'll see." But he says, "You made a big mistake." And I took him over to process him in Greenville, and I brought the undercover agent out and stood him in front of him. I said, "What you got to say now, big boy?" He says, "I got one hell of a problem." But he went away to what we referred to in the family as camp. And he would call me and say, "How about checking on my family?" And I'd go to Del Rio and look around, see how things were going. And I'd do that without raising a fuss to embarrass anybody, but, I'd stayed in contact with him. He'd write me letters, and when he got out, started seeing him, and I had people calling me when I first arrested him, said, "He's a good man. He really is a good man. He just took the wrong path." And I could see the redemption in him slowly, and I know what the man has done for his community and this county and helping people. I've witnessed it for the last 20, 25 years. And I retired in '99, and I see him at the restaurant. I'd go over and eat and have fellowship with him, and I know he's a good man. I have faith in him. He's the type of person that I've known over the years. I could call him at 3 o'clock in the morning and just tell him I need help, and I know he would come without asking what it is I needed. He'd be on the road. He's that kind of man. And it's having faith in people. When you have faith in people, he's never let me down. And somebody out there has faith in you, and my advice, don't ever let them down. Appreciate seeing you all here.
I tell you what, he's been an inspiration in my life. I'm telling you, Norm, is just to think that somebody would, help take care of your family and be there for them, and when you're gone a long time. But anyway, it's certainly been good to be here. And if I can ever help anybody, you get a hold of me, and you'll find out. I love all of you, and God put that love in my heart. And I love the Lord tonight, and I'm just so proud that He saved me years ago.